now we gotta get this thing on the boat and get it right. Challenge accepted, I guess. I'm hanging out here with the stringers, and as you can see, we're positioning the aluminum brackets that came with the engine so that we can see kind of where the engine is going to sit. For that purpose, we also made a jig, which kind of allows us to see the dimensions of the transmission, where the engine mounts should be, and we want to position those engine mounts on these aluminum brackets, right? And it turns out that this is a good height, and this is enough of a width clearance. Previously, I had made a different plan with Mr. Lopez that involved, see these little things over here? It involved basically increasing the space of the stringers all the way over there. So I went looking for big pieces of oak to fill the new stringers, and then high performance foam and whatnot. And it turned out that we didn't need to do any of that. We misjudged the intended position of the bracket by assuming they would go on top of the old stringers and not bolted to the side facing in, as I much later found out was what Stanley had in mind. And on top of that, I did something really stupid, which is I cut the fiberglass out of this stringer here. So now you can see it's just basically foam. The idea was to basically open this up so that we can bond, like we can have a better bond between the core here and the core that I'm going to create outside. But it turns out that it's foam core, which is something that I probably could have found out online. I don't think I'm going to take any more off. I kind of felt bad already taking this, and you know, I don't want to be throwing work away because there's a lot of work still to be done. Am I proud of that? I'm not. Did I learn from it? Yes. So, what I'm going to do before gluing that part that I cut off back, I'm going to make sure to increase the stringers vertically as they need to be. So this one, for example, I'm gonna have to grind off the paint from here and add a little bit of oak here and add a little bit over here too, so that the aluminum bracket's gonna have a better place to sit. Now here I'm gonna sand and add a little bit of oak here as well, and then fiberglass it. And then the rest, I'm just gonna glue back that piece, and then I'm gonna have to obviously fiberglass it as well. So the paint that we added, the interlux, we're gonna have to remove it in these areas. Over here, over here, over there, over there. Well, actually not over there, because I already removed the whole fiberglass cover. Already sweating in this stupid thing here. Wait, what? What? Apparently this new thing I bought doesn't even fit the mask, because it's a different mechanism, even though it's 3M. That's super stupid, 3M. Super stupid. I know I wanted you to sponsor me, but come on, what is this? Apparently these cartridges only fit the 6000, 6500, and 7500 series, not the measly 5000 series, because you know, although it's the same shape, it's just completely different.
If you're gonna be dumb.
If you've been doing a lot of dumb things in a row lately, careful not to adopt the attitude that you can't possibly continue to do dumb things. I call this the dumb chain, and if you're not careful, you may fall victim of it. While I was grinding the paint off that engine room, the freshly applied paint, by the way, is episode something, I forgot to put a nice wet blanket on top of the newly installed, some other episode, diesel tanks. You know what the results of that are. So, do not paint your engine room before you have the engine and the jig done, and you make sure that you're not going to have to do any work on the stringers. Because if you do have to do work on the stringers, painting the engine room makes absolutely no sense. So learn from my mistakes. Motivation is very low. So let's continue. Remember the diesel tanks that were touching each other at the top because the wood board they were on was giving in? I got some of that oak, epoxied it to make it water resistant, and reinforced the crap out of that board. And it worked so well, even the neoprene thing I was using to keep the tank separated fell off. I totally thought of this on my own, really. It was my idea. Thanks, me.
You asked for it, didn't you?
24 hours later.
So what are you doing, Marco?
I just got done fiberglassing these little pieces of wood here on the stringers, just to make them taller so that we can put the aluminum brackets over here where and everything is a huge mess, but
It looks great though. It looks very good.
I really hope I don't have to redo it. If I don't have to redo it, it's a success. I used this syringe here that we got in a party where they were selling Jello shots. Not selling, giving Jello shots. It's a cocktailer. I used it to fill these holes with epoxy, like the holes where the mounts were before. So that was
resourceful.
Yeah, me and Anna looked at it and we thought about it at the same time.
That's so
We're
funny.
like, look at these syringes. We've been looking for because we only have these tiny little syringes, and it's like we've been looking for syringes for epoxy. These
You guys are so weird.
I used some hardened epoxy with fumed silica to shape up the oak-filled parts so that they would flow with the lines of the stringers. And then on the following day, we sanded everything again. And then we cleaned and painted everything again. Oh, okay. First coat down on our new stringers.
If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. When you get knocked down, you gotta get back up. I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I know enough to know. If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough.